Hello, everybody. We're gathered here today for the 209th session of Mindfulness for Beginners in English conducted by Nisaranawanaya. I forgot to mention it's the 22nd of November 2025. And I'd like to warmly welcome Venerable Dhammakusala Thero for to this session. And our program, as usual, will commence with the in-session practice of mindfulness. This will be followed by today's topic, a talk on today's topic, and at the end of it, if there are any reports we have received, we present it to Bhante for his feedback. And at the end, if there's time, we have time for some questions from all of you. So to begin today's session, I now invite Bhante to start the in-session practice of mindfulness.
Thanks, Sonali. Hello, everyone. So today we have an activity which is done by Sonali, I guess. Yes. So if you can announce the requirement, I think just a piece of paper. That's all they need.
Yes, if everyone can gather a piece of paper, ideally a square piece of paper. And everyone let us know when we have got your piece of paper. Bhante, I will have to follow the video to do it because I am not familiar with this myself.
Sorry?
I would also have to follow the video to do it. I am completely not familiar with this myself.
That's fine. The whole idea is simply to make that one. When you are ready, you can show the Zoom hand probably. So Sonali will be able to start.
There are a few hands up, so we may be able to start. I'm also following a video, so please bear with me. I hope everyone can see my screen now.
Yes. A little towards the floor. Just a little. Yes, that would be fun.
It's a camera is from my laptop, Bhante, so it might not be very clear the angle it's at. So I will start following the video myself and I will have to. So if it is a square piece of paper, that would help a lot. If not, could you make an angle and cut off the rest? So it is now a square piece of paper. So if you have it already as a square, we can start by folding it to the corner. And creasing the lines. And then opening it back out. And then creasing the other side, just like that. Fold it, corner to corner, the opposite corner now. And crease it back out, like this. I'm hoping you're following. So you'll have creases like this. And then turn the page upside down. And then crease in the middle. So if you have creases like this already, you got to crease the middle now. So in half like this.
We'll invite others also to join with the video. That way Sonali can see.
Yes, if you want to put your videos, then I can see if Parindu, I can't see the new people who are coming in. If you're around, please admit them. Yeah,
Okay.
so far we should have 3 creases going, one across this way, one this way, and one in the middle. And once that's done, it should be creased the other way as well. So it should now have creases going in all directions. Like this way, half, and this half. And once that is done, we can, sorry, I'm a bit unsure about this myself. So take one of the squares in the middle to be like this, and then, sorry, this square, I think, and fold it in like this, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure about this myself, Bante. I've not done origami before. This isn't working. If anyone else is doing better than me, can someone please let us know? I'm struggling with this part.
No pressure, Sonali. It's all right.
It's not coming out the way I want it to come.
Just reminding you that this is being live streamed on YouTube. So
I'm so sorry. I did try it before and it did work. I think this is how it's supposed to be. Has anyone done origami before? Please let us know. I need to keep going back on the video to figure out what I've done wrong. Or maybe I should go back this way. No. This is embarrassing. Okay. Okay, so I've done it the wrong way around. That made sense. So let me start from the beginning and recap because I have done it wrong. So first we went this way, creased it. Then we went the opposite way and creased it. And then we went, turned the page around, creased it that way, then creased it this way. And then the same way, that's where I went wrong. You should get one of the squares at the bottom and then fold these in. And it should look like this. Hope everyone's with me. If anyone's not following, let me know. Right? So from here, we crease these edges again. And from the outer corner where it opens, you fold in this bit. So this is the part that opens, okay? Not the part that is connected. The part that opens, one of the sides I take out and I fold it this way, and it should look like this. And the other side, also the same. Crease it all the way to the edge here. And then it should look like that. And then turn it around, do the same on the other side. Okay. I hope you're with me. So it should look like this. Then you should take the top two of these and fold them. Wait, no, sorry. The top part, that is a triangle at the top, fold it down like this. The triangle bit at the top, fold it down.
Seems like Chamari is stuck somewhere.
Tamari, do you need a hand with anything? Sorry, where are you at, Tamari? We can't hear you. Sorry, you're on mute.
I think, sorry, Sonali, I was following you. I think after you turned little piece from one square in, from that place, I lost you.
Sorry, so let me open this out again.
Yeah.
So you got the square, did you?
Yes, I've got the square now.
Okay, so from the end that opens out,
Yes.
can you see one end opened out?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you take one side of it
Yes.
only
Mm-hmm.
and fold that side to the middle, creating
that
a
side to the middle.
perfect,
Okay.
yeah, like
Yeah.
an isosceles kind of triangle.
That's right. Okay, I've done that. Do I do the same on the other
Same
side?
on the other side. So it should look like this.
It looks like this. So if I open,
Did you start off with the the size square, please?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've
At the
done
square. Okay. At the square.
Okay.
The side that opens.
Mm-hmm.
If it opens like this, what you're folding is the side of it. This side, this one of the sides, you fold that in half. Each side, you fold it in half to the middle. So if your square is like this, that's the side that opens.
Yeah.
Take one of the sides like this, you know, and fold it in half to the middle crease.
Yeah, I thought that's what I've done. Yeah.
Can you hold it up so I can see? Since it's white, it's a bit hard to see.
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah, if it's folded, yeah, it should look like this, basically. And
Yeah,
then the
that's
other
it,
side
yeah.
also should be folded like this. So it should look like this with a triangle at the top with the other side still out. and that one side is folded to the middle.
And do you do this edge as well?
No, so one side only, that you
On
fold
one
only
side
one
only,
side, and then
yeah.
you turn it around and do the same to the other
Same.
side.
Yeah, I think that's what I've done.
So the whole thing will look like this on both sides.
There are these bits, so I need to take all of it in, like
No,
this?
so it has to be done in two different goes. So when you have the square,
Yes,
fold only one side first,
yeah.
one of the sides first,
Mhm.
one of the sides first, turn it around, and then the other side you fold next.
I think
Yeah.
I've lost that. It's not your is it like this?
Mm, mm. It's a bit hard to figure out because it's all in white. I can't quite see properly. No, Chamari, it should open it in the middle like this. No. It should look like a kite shape at the moment,
Yeah, that's what I was
or like
seeing on screen with yours.
a diamond or
Don't waste time. I think we'll just watch you.
Okay, we can share the
I'm
video
mindful.
later. So if everyone else is hopefully with me at this point, and from here, okay, let me just go back on my video as well. Okay, so when we are like this, we fold the top down. Right. So this triangle down. And then, okay, sorry. This is proving to be harder than I imagined. Then open everything out to a square again, like this. Okay, with the creases still showing, open everything out to a square like this. And then take the side that opens and push in the two sides. This isn't very easy. So we still are only doing one side. I don't know if you're with me, but if you're with me, we are only doing one side still. So what we did was we opened everything out to be a perfect square again with the creases, and then opened this side like this and pushed the sides in to make it look like this. Okay? And then we take one of the sides and do exactly the same we did as before, folding half to the middle again. Only to the side that opened out. This does take a lot of skill. And holding it like this, and then do the same to the other side. So that one side we open should look like, sorry, it should look like this. Then turn it around. And do the same with the other side. Open out that square, push the sides in. And crease. So the whole thing will look like this now. And do the same with that as well. Fold them to the middle. And fold this side to the middle as well. I'm really sorry if you're not with me. We've gone through a lot of steps now. So your fold should look like this now. It should open out from the sides like this. And kind of look like, get a bit of a cone shape at the bottom with all the creases on. Then once you open out, you then flatten this out to the side that wasn't folded. And crease everything. Creasing is, I think, the key of this, because if you don't crease, it won't fold the way we want it to fold. Okay. And then get the side that opens out like this and fold it down like this. And crease again. Turn it around, do the same thing again. I'm hoping I've done it right. I may have even done it wrong. Sorry, let me just go back. I need to double check if I've done it wrong now. Bante, it's not easy. Sorry. Okay, it should be like this, I think. I'm really sorry, everyone. Looks like I'm struggling myself. Okay, I'm here. Okay. It is proving to be harder than I imagined as well. If you think you're struggling, I am too. Okay, so once you fold it, I think I'm in the right place. Once you fold that in half, it should look like this. And then you open, okay, what is and then you open to the side that is clear, I think. But it looks like I'm lost as well. It wasn't this hard when I did it before.
And that's fine, Sonali. Thanks for trying.
So I
I
didn't try one before, if that's what it
yes,
should
you
look.
can show that and finish. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bante. It's just, I got lost halfway myself. So this is what I tried before. Unfortunately, I'm a little lost now myself.
Yes, so that's the intended outcome. Paper crane. Yes. That's fine. With that we will conclude. I'm sure they got the idea.
Okay, thank you, Bante. I'm really sorry, everyone. I was trying to show you, but I got lost in the process. Shall we move on to the
Yes,
next?
please.
Okay, so we will then move on to the talk on today's topic. As you could see when you just logged on, our topic for this week is a life metaphor for life. You're going to enjoy something more when you work for it. So I suppose that's what we explained in that. So to start the topic, I now invite Venerable Dhammagasotero.
Okay, everyone. So we are starting a fresh topic and we'll take some time to discuss this, the idea, a selected idea for the week. And let me start with this. Now, you know IKEA. And related to IKEA, there is a philosophical idea or psychological idea that's called IKEA effect. What's the meaning behind this IKEA effect, right? It's simply the idea that labor leads to love. If you go to a shop, IKEA shop, you can only buy the furniture unassembled, right? So they have done some research and they say whenever you assemble the furniture, you put more meaning into it, and in return you would even pay more, right? So the whole concept is implemented there, and when they sell furniture, they sell it unassembled, and you have a whole lot of instructions on how to assemble them, and you will have to get involved, you will have to do it yourself, and as a result of that effort that you put, you are going to enjoy that piece of furniture more. You are going to love that piece of furniture more, right? So that's something called IKEA effect, right? Whenever you put labor into something, you value it more. Another example would be education. Now in Sri Lanka, it's mostly free education. But in some of the Western countries, they argue that at least half of the cost the student should bear. The student should bear at least half of his cost. And the reasoning behind this argument is that they say when you have to pay for it, you are going to value it more. If somebody else is paying, if it is free, then of course you don't value it that much. And as a result, you don't put much effort into it. But if you are paying for it, then of course you have to, you start getting engaged and you start getting more value out of it. That's another idea. Then the picture or the flyer that we have shared, in that you can see the weekly quote, and it says, shelling, a metaphor for life, shelling peanuts. Peanuts, shelling, or maybe like even pistachio. You are going to enjoy something more when you have to work for it. That's the whole idea. It says a metaphor for life. Shelling peanuts. Shelling peanuts, you'll have to work to get it out, and as a result, you are going to enjoy that more. Right? So this is the topic that we have selected. And let's think about it a little and let's discuss how we can get this idea, how we can relate this idea into the practice that we are doing. Now, let's say you are not a meditator. You don't know meditation. You don't know how to improve your mental health. And when you spend time like that, naturally, various things can decrease your mental health, especially these devices and maybe the busyness in life. Some people, they get addicted to drugs, right? So these things are more and more common nowadays. Many people, they talk about the downsides, the harmful sides of the device use. You're on a screen for many hours on every day, and as a result, your well-being, your mental health decreases. Then you are working non-stop like a machine, and as a result, your mental health can decrease, right? So this way, when you start to experience certain friction within you, when you start to experience high stress levels, when you start to experience anxiety, fear, these things in your mind, you'll have to go and find a solution. If you keep going this way, you know that it's not gonna work. It's not gonna help with your mental health, right? So even Buddha says, when you are experiencing such difficulty in your mind, you should go meet a meditating monk. You should go and ask them how to solve this problem, how to find a solution to this problem, right? So that way, we have to go and seek the way to resolve this problem. We have to go and find a way to improve our mental health. And when you do that, when you start your meditation, when you are a beginner, you have to go through a whole lot of struggle. Now, every day, every week, we are meeting many beginners, and they always complain, saying that practice is hard. They say that they can't sit in the proper posture. They say they can't walk for that long. They say they are not able to maintain the mindfulness, right? So that way they complain a whole lot. They say that their minds are all over the place. They say, due to meditation, I feel additional stress. Now there's a visiting monk here. He visits during the weekends and he is a busy person. He's, I think, a director or someone in the education department. And during the weekends, he comes to meditate. And he's saying that the whole week, the working week, it's so busy, never ending, many things to do on a day. And during the weekend, I try to find a solution. I try to meditate. But this monk was complaining, saying the meditation feels like too much work. I work during the weekdays, and now, for the sake of the meditation, I have to work during the weekends as well. So that way he sees it as a lot of work. Sometimes it feels too much, right? So that is the beginner's mind. That's how it works. It is all over the place. You have many thoughts. Your mind is so noisy. You can't sit properly. You can't walk properly, right? So that way it is difficult. You feel a lot of friction. But the whole idea is simply to earn this practice. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to start your own practice. You have to put some hours to it. And gradually, you get the idea of mindful practice, how to do it in the walking, how to do it in the sitting, how to even do it in the daily activities. So it might take some hours, but gradually you put effort towards meditation. And as a result, you will earn the practice. It's not that somebody else is not properly guiding you. You yourself will have to understand, experience how the practice works, right? Somebody else's guidance might help, but you yourself has to earn it. That's the whole idea, right? So that way, when you earn it, I'm sure you are gonna love it more. You deserve to feel peace. You deserve to experience a peaceful mind because you have put so many hours towards the practice, and gradually, little by little, you have improved your practice, right? So that's why we always say, for a beginner, do the walking, do the sitting, try to complete at least like 1 hour. You can't do it straight 1 hour. Instead, you do 15 minutes and again take a break, again 15 minutes. That way you somehow complete 1 hour of formal meditation, like walking and sitting. And when you do that, you get a certain idea about the practice. Then the advice would be for you to complete 10 hours. Completing 10 hours might take even probably a couple of weeks. And when you complete 10 hours, Next, you are encouraged to complete 100 hours. 100 hours might take a couple of months even. Then when you complete 100 hours, you are encouraged to complete 1000 hours. 1000 hours might take a couple of years. Still, that's the way of the practice. And when you complete 1000 hours, you might have to complete 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours might take a couple of decades, right? So that way, little by little, you earn this practice. Little by little, you develop this practice. And that way only, you can earn a peaceful mind. All of us, we have to, on our own, we have to go through this struggle. And after going through that struggle, one day when you start to experience a certain level of peace within, then you understand the practice, it has worked. Now I am experiencing incremental levels of peace within. Right? So in life, if you think about it, in life, you have to put effort towards things. And when you get result out of it, you are going to enjoy it more. Even something like origami, they teach us the same lesson. It's hard, of course. And it takes time and effort to complete it properly. But when you do it, you are going to value that creation much more. Imagine you go out into a shop or something, you simply buy a paper crane origami, right? You can buy them, but that's not worth so much. You're not gonna love it that much, right? But instead, if you create it, if you go through that painstaking process, then of course you are gonna love that creation. I think today's activity we saw how much painstaking that whole process is, right? Even me myself, I'm not a craft person, so I can't do these type of things. Luckily, Sonali volunteered, right? So the whole struggle, it's difficult, it's confusing, it takes time and effort. But gradually, when you get better at it, when you complete something, you are gonna love it, right? You are gonna enjoy that even more. That's the whole idea, right? Even that IKEA thing, their concept is that when you assemble this furniture, you are gonna enjoy it more. Not like going out and buying something assembled. Instead, you put effort, you sweat, you somehow get it done. And as a result, you get to appreciate it more and more, you get to enjoy it more and more. Same goes for the practice. Nobody else can do it for you. Many people, they try to find shortcuts for their mental health. Drugs, that's one shortcut. Then various other addictions. There are many shortcuts that people try to get. And those shortcuts, temporary, they can find some relief. But long term, it won't last. That's the issue. That's the issue with drugs. Many people, especially university children, school children, they are addicted to different types of drugs. Sometimes things like crystal meth. They get hooked on that drug in order to study during the stressful exam times. Because when you take that drug, your mind becomes really alert. You don't feel sleepy. That type of effect is there, right? So during the exam times, they have to study a lot, and they find support from these type of things. And short term, it works. But what happens is that when you chemically induce your mind into a certain state, then after that drug wears off, it goes to the opposite extreme. Let's say you are alert, then you feel or you receive a state where your mind is restless. You feel anxious, right? So that way, it's always balancing. Like if you experience one extreme, then you have to experience the other extreme as well. So when you chemically induce a certain state of mind, naturally you'll have to experience the opposite as well. The opposite will follow, right? So I have met a young person, probably like he was in his 30s, and he was an accountant, chartered accountant working at a certain job. And he somehow got addicted to this drug. And initially, it was helpful for him to manage his life. But after a certain period, his mind became really restless. And as a result, he couldn't pay proper attention to his work. Accounting, it needs a lot of attention to detail, right? So he couldn't pay proper attention to it and somehow got fired from his job as well. So you can see how long-term use of such things can affect your life, affect your mind, right? So those are the ways people finding shortcuts. They find some comfort, relief temporarily, but in long term, it comes back to haunt them. So that's the reality. So in this process, you create the causes. It is not something that you induce medically. You induce chemically. That's not the case. Instead, you develop these qualities little by little. You put so much effort into this. And when you put effort and when you earn it, then you feel much better because you have earned it the right way. And you deserve to experience that peace. Now, these days, there's a young man, a foreigner. He's from Morocco originally, but I think he's living in France. So he's here for like 2 months, and maybe like 1 month has passed. And this boy, he's experiencing a lot of friction in his mind. Even yesterday he came and he was saying, Bante, I have many problems. My mind is thinking, analyzing, worrying about problems. Then I asked him, what are the problems? He was saying, mosquitoes biting. Mosquitoes are there, they are biting. My whole body is itchy. Then some yogis are there. They are talking, disturbing my meditation. Then I feel pain in the sitting session, and even getting up, changing the posture, that pain continues in my body. Right? So this way, minor things. But he's thinking about all of them and he's complaining, saying that there are a lot of problems. And the stay here is full of friction. That's the whole idea. Then I told him, now you are met with the first noble truth. Life is suffering, right? And now you are experiencing it. Now you are experiencing the mosquitoes, how those mosquitoes create suffering, how these other yogis create suffering, right? So he is met with the first noble truth. And if a leech bites, then again another level of suffering. If a snake bites, then a whole new level of suffering, right? So this is the reality of life. Do you think if he leaves this facility, if he goes back to his usual life, will he solve all those problems? Of course, the mosquitoes won't be there, but there'll be some other new problems, right? Then he agreed. He was saying, Bante, that's true. Even when I was living in France, I was worrying about surrounding things. Not the mosquitoes, not the leeches, maybe something else. Now here, it's the mosquitoes. Here, it's the people that are talking, yogis. Here, it's the leeches, right? So that way, you can see this is the very difficulty that all of us are going through. Usually, we find fault with the surrounding. We say that other people are responsible, these creatures are responsible. That's how we have been trying. Even there's this very funny story. Venerable Achancha says, he's saying someone traveling to a place and start complaining, saying there's a bad smell here, and complaining the people or the place for the bad smell. Then he leaves that space and goes to a new environment. Again, starts complaining. Again, that bad smell I can feel. You people are at fault for this bad smell. Then he goes to one place and to another, but keeps complaining. Then Achancha asks, what's the real reason? Probably there is dog shit in his bag. This person is carrying dog shit in his bag and going to places and complaining, right? So this is the very suffering. We always complain. We don't know the real reasoning behind this. Then we can come to the second noble truth. Yes, the origin of this. It's not the outside, it's within. That's the whole idea that Buddha is saying. Your mind creates this, not the surrounding world, not the other people. It's your mind. It doesn't matter whether you are in a forest, your mind will be restless, finding fault in that environment. You go to a luxurious city in a luxurious apartment, still your mind will find fault somehow or the other. You have to address the real source of it. The real source is within, not the outside, not the other people. Right? So understanding that very idea would be the second noble truth. Even this fellow, the boy that we were talking about, he understood it. He was saying, yes, Bante, it's my mind, not the surrounding. It's my mind that complains about the mosquitoes. It's my mind that keeps thinking about these problems. In his meditation, breath is not a priority. The steps are not a priority. The problems takes the priority. right? He always talks about the problems. The breath is in the background. It's not that prioritized. That's how the mind works. It is always finding something pleasurable or painful, chasing after that pain or pleasure. That's the very idea, right? Then the third noble truth would be, Buddha says, you can find a solution for this. The promise is that you can resolve this. That very idea. Then the fourth noble truth would be simply the practice towards that aim, towards that goal. Right? So simply being mindful of these thought processes, simply noticing how the mind is creating various problems out of things, how the mind is creating suffering due to them. That way, you have to go through this whole experience, and little by little, when the path is developed, you can see that your mind is making itself more and more peaceful. Otherwise, you can see incremental levels of peace within. Right? So it's a painstaking journey. Initially, you got to experience a lot of, extreme levels of suffering due to the practice. Your mind is creating a lot of chaos when you start practicing. But when you go through this very process, what you earn, the peace within, you can appreciate it a lot. Now, I've read this book, which is called The Alchemist. It is from, I think, the author is Paul Coelho, something like that. The Alchemist, one of the popular books in this 21st century, right? And that book, shepherd, a young boy, he's having a dream. He's in Spain and in a ruined church, sleeping, and he's having a dream. He sees that near the pyramids in Egypt, he can go and find a treasure there, some signs where the treasure is near the pyramids. So this boy initially disregard this dream, thinking I would be crazy to go that far just because of a dream, right? Then somehow he was encouraged and he sells all his sheep and start this journey towards the unknown. He gets robbed, he get beaten, almost killed. Then he get to experience new people, learn new skills, right? So that way, for many months, many years, he keeps traveling. And finally, after many years, he arrives at the pyramids. And he somehow found the signs and starts digging. But when he finishes his digging, what he got to realize was that the treasure is hidden in the ruined church in the Spain, where he started. Right? So this boy goes back again and gets the treasure. Right? So in a way, it shows the treasure that's hidden within. In order to understand, or in order to get that treasure, you have to take this whole journey. What matters is what you become after this journey. Maybe if we just got that treasure from the very beginning, then it's not gonna worth it. It's not gonna appreciate that treasure. You have to go all around the world and come back to the original position he started in order to get that treasure, right? Same goes for our practice as well. As meditation as path, we go a whole round. We get to experience certain phases. You keep struggling, you fight, you develop your practice into a certain level. Then again, something hits you, breaks your practice into pieces. So this way, you have to go a whole long journey. And after going that, you get to realize the treasure within. And what you realize is that you are born with that treasure. But you can't experience it. You don't get to experience it till you take that whole journey. That's why in other ways it says you are already enlightened. Then why do you meditate? You simply meditate to realize that. In the process of the meditation, you get to realize that you are already enlightened. Even one of the Sati Pasala facilitators, that person started meditation about 2-3 years ago and kept meditating. Initially, he wasn't interested in meditation and somehow started the meditation, and probably like 2 years have passed and now disappeared again after 2 years, right? So taken a whole long journey and arrived at the same place that started. Not interested. That's the starting place, and go through a whole new journey and arrives at the same place now, right? But that very journey will make you a different person. That very experiences will make you a different person, right? So what matters is taking this journey, although it's painstaking, although it's difficult, you take this journey, and when you complete it, you get to realize, or you get to enjoy the treasure within. That's the whole idea, right? So I think effort is important. We need effort in our practice, and when that effort is bearing fruit, we can enjoy the peace that appears within, right? So that's the weekly topic. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Bante. You sure need to work hard to enjoy anything in life. So thank you. We will take that on and discuss this topic further next week. Next on the agenda is to present the reports to Bante and to go through the beginner's guide. I now invite Lushani to take over.
Thank you, Sonali, and thank you, Bante, for that profound talk. Lots of good guidance and advice for all of us. Sonali, you're sharing the screen? Okay, perfect. Thank you. As shown on the screen and as Bante said, beginning that practice, most of you have begun it, but just to also interestingly continue that practice is what is really important. So try to do both mindful walking and mindful sitting on a daily basis. For those you haven't started yet, start with at least 10-20 minutes a day, but best to sort of try to sit and also walk for about at least 2 hours each day. And then write down your experiences, and send it over to us so we can read it like I would read next. You can send it through Google Form or email to beginnersnv@gmail.com. So just describe what you feel when you walk, when you're sitting, when you're doing the practice, any prominent sensations while walking, or how the body feels, and through the sitting practice as well, any pressure points, how you notice the incoming and outgoing breaths, etc. You can watch, there are 2 videos as well. So as you can see it, I think Sonali will share the links as well. And yes, can continue your mindfulness practice because that is, as Bante was saying about these hours, I just remembered I read somewhere that once you've actually done 10,000 hours of something, it becomes inbuilt, embedded in you. So I was actually calculating to see how many hours of mindfulness practice I've done over the years. So hopefully at some point I'll get to that 10,000 hours, Bante. With that, I will start reading the reports. So we have got one report for today. Try to put that on screen. So it's Bante Avasarai. I'll start reading the report. Mindful walking. Place compound. Time 7:30 a.m. Duration 1 hour. Primary object. Sensations on soles. Firstly, I walked 6 times on path. Then I stood at the edge and determined after that. I started walking, observing feet as left and right. I felt roughness and hardness of the floor. Then I felt wetness, softness, and coldness of the floor. Cold breezes hugged me tenderly when walking. Clothes touched my legs. Body swayed from side to side. Heel lifted first and placed first when left foot was established on the ground. The right foot was on air. The weight of the body was mainly borne by the heels. Heard birds chirping cheerfully. Thoughts appeared and disappeared with no much time. Hair touched the neck. When walking, there came a slight noise from the feet. Floor was not even. Felt a pain at times due to small stones on path, but the pain slowly faded away. Felt palms on each other. Did a body scan at the edge. Felt lazy after observing like this for 1 hour and yawned. Could identify the times when I was mindful and unmindful. Mindful sitting practice. Place in a room on a cushion. Time 8:35 a.m. Duration 50 minutes. Primary object belly motions. First, when I sat and observed the posture, it was like a pyramid. Then listened to sounds of nature. Automatically, belly motions attracted my attention. Sometimes risings were longer than fallings. This changed time to time. Gradually, motions became vague, then kept my attention on where the legs touched, hands touched, and back touched. At the beginning, they were very conspicuous, but gradually they became lighter. After a while, I couldn't feel the legs touching. Not much thoughts. Sounds were not disturbing. Everyone Saranai, Uttam Swami Mahansa. End of the report.
Yes, so that approach is good. You walk in a comfortable manner, and automatically, naturally, the walking sensations arise. Then you sit in a comfortable manner, and naturally, the belly sensations arise. Right? So that approach is good. Many people, they start chasing. They keep chasing in their daily lives, and even in meditation, they want to chase something. That chasing can make you exhausted. So what you do is simply Be comfortable in the walking, walk in a natural rhythm, sit in a comfortable manner, and simply be. And when you stay a few minutes, naturally these walking sensations arise. The belly sensations arise. And the whole practice would be to go with those sensations and continue your mindful practice. So that approach is good. That approach is appreciated. Then when you do it, the whole experience that becomes boring. You are witnessing something, you are experiencing something, right? The walking experience, sitting experience, that becomes boring. Towards the end of the walking session, sitting session, you can feel such signs, right? So the whole idea is to go beyond this very experience. How can you go beyond this experience? You keep observing this mindfully, and naturally the mind gets bored of this experience, right? It will try to find various other ways to feel energetic, to feel interested, right? But somehow when you continue the practice, one day the mind will transcend this very experience. That's the whole process, transcending the very experience. You can't do it intentionally. What you can do is simply create causes. How to create causes? Simply being mindful. Mindfully, you keep observing, and naturally the mind gets bored of this experience. So boredom in meditation is considered as a good omen. Boredom, you have to welcome it. You have to accept it. Again, you become interested. Again, you can observe vividly. Again, the boredom comes, right? So this way, you can see the meditation going through many cycles. Boredom and energetic, interested. Again, boredom and energetic, interested. So that way, allow the meditation to go through many such cycles. And one day, due to that very practice, your mind will transcend the whole experience. And when you transcend the experience, let's say for a momentarily you transcend. And when you transcend that experience, you can't reflect in that state. Because we are reflecting with the experience only. Without an experience, you can't reflect. So that very period, you will feel like time slipping. You would feel like you missed a certain part of your sitting session, something like that. Right? Only after coming back to the experience, you can reflect that earlier few minutes I was missing. The time slipped. I didn't feel the time. Right? So that type of experience you will have because you are transcending the very experience. The mind and the objects. When you transcend the object, only the mind will remain. But that mind can't reflect. With the objects only you can reflect. Right? So that's the very idea. So keep at it. And when you do your daily sessions, naturally the mind will evolve into this state.
Thank you, Bante. So that's we don't have any other reports, so which means now we have time for any Q&A. If anyone has a question for Bante, please raise your Zoom hand, and so we can unmute and you can ask your question. Any questions? Bante, it appears there are no questions. So with that, I will hand it back over to Sonali. Thank you so much for your guidance, Bante. Avasarali. Sonali, over to you.
Thank you, Lashani. Thank you to the person who sent the report, and looks like we have no questions, so even about my origami skills. I'm really sorry that I couldn't deliver what I started. I did practice, I swear I practiced, but it just didn't turn out like that. And turns out I only did one fold wrong, and now I have a crane. Anyway, we can move on to ending the session. We have received one person who sent us a topic suggestion. Somehow we have missed that email. I now forwarded that to Bante as well. So if anyone else has any topic suggestions, please send it to us. We will take that into consideration. We're always looking for more encouragement for this subject ideas. And if anyone would like to help us as to be in the organizing committee to help in any way for the program, we're always welcoming them as well, and especially to host the program as well. So please let us know if anyone's interested in these. So now I will move on to end the session. So thank you, Venerable Dhammakusalatero. You always guide us in this program and take us to the next stage. And thank you to Venerable Udayirigam Dhammajiva Mahatero for whose idea to initiate this program as well. So may you all improve your own practice with this merit as well. And thank you to all the organizers who are working really hard to bring this program every week to you. And also to anyone who's watching today and and following our YouTube channel now as well. And thank you to everyone who participated today. So we bring the program to you every week, 1 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Regardless of where you are joining us. So I hope you all have a happy and mindful week ahead of you, and we will see you next week, the same time. I'll now stop recording and end the session for everyone.